So when we think about the risk and opportunities behind technology, I want to start in two different categories, right? Obviously, we've got order qualifiers, we've got order winners. When we think about a small, medium enterprise working in the food and beverage space. So on the order winner, the primary order winner for the small, medium food and beverage industry is obviously their product, right? It's the good or service that they're doing. And I think with the companies that I've worked with who are in that startup or scale-up phase here in the GCC, so much of that owner, that founder is, hey, how do I make the product the absolute best? If I get a product, I'm going to win in the market, right? And I think, as most of us in this room know, it's a little more complicated than that, right? Because we start looking and say, okay, how are we going to displace another competitor, in this region, most of the time a foreign competitor, at a traditional Horsia, right, distribution channel, or through an end store, a supermarket store. And that becomes a really challenging problem. First, operationally, we have to get a bunch of things in place from a business technology perspective. There's the boring stuff, the lot traceability, right, and the full supply chain control. If we don't have that, we're not going to get picked up by a supermarket. We're not going to get picked up by a Horsia group because we have to have the core technology in place to be able to say it. But it's more than just a compliance thing that we need to be thinking about as we invest in growing our small and medium-sized food and beverage companies here in the UAE and the GCC as a whole, right? There's a lot more to it. For example, just because you got a great product and just because we're meeting compliance of traceability, well, we have to make sure we're up to the global standards, right? We got to make sure that, a growing company, for example, is ready to comply with Global GAP or ISO or whatever that it has in its particular sub-industry there.